Auma. I see you, sir. I see you. Sorry, madam. Thank you for being part of the show. Let me know where you're watching us from. Na anasema hivi Bernard Ochieng ako kule maeneo ya Mombasa na ako njiani anakuja Nairobi. Namuona Abdul bin Abdrashid anasema ako Wajia. Alafu Wayne anasema anatuwatch from where? From Ireland. Namuona Kevo Kelvin anatuona akiwa pande za Narok. Kuna jamaa anajiita John Dirango. Anajiita Bernard Ochieng kujeni sorry. Aha. Acha nisisome hiyo hadi mwisho. Anasema Aswan Fair na kuona nikiwa pande gani? Niambie nikuone. Feni, asante sana for being part of the show. CC tuned in, tunakuona. Nani mwingine hapa? Feni Sanchez anasema ako Qatar, asante sana. Babe Amish anasema hi Jex, hi to you babe. Anajitaje huyu anajiita Rachel, anasema yeye ako sehemu za France. Namuona sana hapa nani? Huyu ni jamaa anajiita Nimo anasema ako Australia. Watu wa Australia mko namna gani? Godfrey Obiera anasema ako Wetlands. Huko ni pande gani? Let me know. Gen Isa Madhenge anasema anatuona akiwa Massachusetts. Sawa. Thank you ladies and gentlemen. Tunaanza show. Tuko na a great show lined up for us. This evening we are talking on so many issues. Wacha tujue maoni yako ni yapi. Kesho ni siku. Kesho ni ile siku ambayo anaita ni siku ya make it or break it. Is it the day we have been waiting for? Will finally tomorrow will we see something we have never seen? Ama itakuwa tu kama maandamano mengine? Let's hear from you lovely people. Paul Wambua anasema watching you from Embakasi. Jamaa anajiita Elvis Mureithi tuned in from London, UK. Habari ya Elvis Mureithi. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Aswan Faye, you say, hope all hustlers and Raila succeed Marahi. Tusikie maoni yako. You're also allowed to join in the show. Naika link to sahi. Najita Joel Samuel watching from Narok. John Etamuku anasema ako wapi? Karibu sana. I welcome you all. Kindly also like, share, subscribe. Allow us to make you part of this great team. We invite you, whether you support the government, whether you support maandamano kesho, whatever is your say. Here we invite everyone. We refuse to be biased. We refuse to victimize anyone. You have a right to say what you believe in. You have a right to say what your heart feels. You have a right to air out what you feel in your heart. Make your say known. Let us know what you feel as a Kenyan, wherever you are, whether in Kenya or abroad, wherever you are. You have a right to say. And your right to say can be aired here live from Mutembei TV. I see Hassan Ali anasema tuko imara. Headed to Nairobi for maandamano. Pia let me know if you are headed to Nairobi for maandamano. Let us know kwa wapi, kwa barabara. Ushafika Nairobi, kesho itakupata wapi. Link ndio hiyo hapo nishaweka wadau, wacha tuweze kuwasikia. Lakini kabla sijaanza kuweka panelists ambao tayari washaingia kwa studio, wacha nijue wewe mtazamaji, msikilizaji ambaye una comment, utakuja kesho ama utaandamana kwenye utakuwa. Kwa kesho ni holiday ama utacheza chini? Wacha tuone, tukusikie, maoni yako yasikike. Comment, be part of the show. Thank you so much. Let's begin by first listening to what our able leader Raila Odinga had to say this evening.
Tomorrow is the 20th of March, the day we have been all waiting for. Tomorrow, we want Kenyans to come out in large numbers and show the displeasure with what is going on in our country. Since was a lot of contempt. The cost of living has skyrocketed. Kenyans are suffering because of high cost of essential commodities. The cost of unga, the cost of cooking oil, the cost of kerosene, petrol, diesel, sugar, school fees, electricity are all very high. Many Kenyans cannot bear the cost of living. A number of people are even dying because of lack of food. In spite of our petitions to introduce subsidies so that the suffering can be alleviated, he has contemptuously continued to move on without care. Secondly, the issue of the Electoral Commission. We have said many times, and I will repeat it again here, that the Electoral Commission is the referee in the game of elections and must be appointed in consultation among all sections of the community, particularly the major players, the political parties. We have not been party to what is going on right now, and we're saying that what is being appointed is a Ruto commission, which is aimed at rigging the 2027 elections in advance. We will not accept this. Thirdly is the issue of our stolen elections. We have asked several times that they should allow access to the server in light of the information that has come out from the whistleblower. They have refused to open the server. But we have sufficient evidence to show that Mr. Ruto did not win the elections in 2022. And this is another reason why. That's why we've said that all Kenyans of goodwill should converge tomorrow, march together to the center of the city. And once we have gathered to the center of the city, it shall be a grand march to Statehouse to claim our victory. Tarehe 20 ya mwezi wa March imefika.
Tarehe 20 ni kesho. Kesho ndio ile siku. Je, wewe unaona aje? Is it the day we make a change? Is it the day that finally matokeo ambayo yanasemekana yalikuwa hayakubaliki na msema kweli ambaye wanasema ni the whistleblower? Nadhani kesho ndio siku ambayo we change the governance of Kenya. Will tomorrow Kenya have a new president? I want to hear from you. Let me know what you're saying. This is the show where Kenyans speak straight from the heart. This is where we shoot from the hip. Let us know what you're saying. Is it tomorrow where we change the sitting president and have a new president? Let me know what you're saying. And then also let me know kama uko njiani ama tayari ushafika ama wewe unasema wenye wataandamana waandamane. Let me know kwa comment hapo section. Zaidi ya yote, let me have you in the show. I see Scott ametujoin, asante sana. Abdul Rahman, asante sana. Paul Fiber, I see you. Steve Odora, I see you. Nelly Lelin, I see you. Naona jamaa anajiita Flex ako hapo ndani, asante sana. Hassan Bashi, asante sana. Concepta Akinyi, uko ndani, asante sana. Keep it locked to this. We are having a great show. Allow me to begin putting in my panelist. But before I do that, let's listen in to what the president had to say.
Ile maneno ambayo tunaambiwa ya maandamano, nyinyi mnajua haya mambo ya mheshimiwa rafiki yangu Bwana Odinga hana sababu yeyote ya kutupiganisha, kulete maandamano, kulete fujo na kulete vita. Hana sababu yeyote. Hii maandamano na fujo na vita ni ya kuharibu mali ya wananchi, kwa sababu hiyo ndio sera yake, hiyo ndio filosofia yake, hiyo ndio siasa yake ya kuendesha siasa kupitia mambo ya fujo na vita na maandamano. Na mimi nataka niwahakikishie, kwa sababu huyu muungwana tunamjua na habadiliki na hawezi kubadilisha msimamo wake. Hii mambo ya maandamano alianza nyuma kule alianza na kupanga mapinduzi ya serikali. Hapa katikati amepanga maandamano mwaka baada ya mwingine. Njia yake ya kutafuta uongozi ni kutumia njia ambayo siyo ya kikatiba. Ile ya kupindua serikali, hiyo ingine ya maandamano na fujo, ingine ya vita na kupiganisha Wakenya. Mimi nataka niwahakikishie Wakenya ya kwamba huyu muungwana tunamjua. Ametesa watu wa Nyanza, amefanyia watu wa Nyanza fujo, vita, maandamano, amewauzia uoga mpaka karibu awafanye kuwa watumwa. Na sasa anataka kueneza hiyo mambo ya fujo na vita na mambo hiyo ya kutisha watu na kupiganisha watu, aeneze kwa Kenya mzima. Mimi nataka niwaambie hiyo hatutaruhusu na haitawezekana na haitafanyika. It is not possible and it will not happen because
it is not possible and it will not happen. I want to hear you people from Nyanza. Mnaambiwa mmeteswa karibu muwe mateka. Tayari naona watu wengi wameingia kwa show. Wacha nisikie maoni yako. Maoni yako ni yapi? Umesikia baba vile amesema, umemsikia rais vile amesema. Wacha nikusikie wewe Mkenya, wewe ambaye wewe ndiye mwananchi. Nisikie maoni yako. Na tayari niko na wengi, niko na jamaa hapa anajiita Karanja. Karibu sana kwa show Mr. Karanja. Najaona hapa jamaa anajiita Mr. Seth. Karibu sana kwa show. Naona hapa Joan, if you can put on your camera at least uingie kwa show vizuri. Fenish Sanchez, habari ya leo, karibu sana kwa show. Mr. Chelimo ndio huyo ninamuingisha kwa studio, karibu sana. Naona huyu jamaa anajiita Alan Dius. Karibu sana kwa show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being part of us. I know today kuna mambo mengi ambayo tunayoweza kuyadiscuss. Kwa comment pia nataka kujua wewe uko safarini kuja Nairobi, je, uko kwa njia ushafika? Na kama hauji unapanga kufanya aje kesho? Je, kesho kwako ni holiday ama kwako maisha itaendelea kama kawaida? Niko na jamaa mwingine hapa namrejesha kwa studio, jamaa anajiita Nelson. Okay. Habari yenu wa jamaa wa ndugu na madada. Nianze na nani hapa? Wacha nianze na aliyekuwa wa kwanza kuingia kwa show. Mchungaji Reverend, habari ya saa hizi? Je, unaona aje kesho? Maoni yako ni yapi na huko nje mnatutakiaje sisi kama Wakenya huku nyumbani?
Asante sana kiongozi. Na wasalimu nyinyi nyote. Mimi niko hapa South America. Hello, are you getting me?
Endelea, tunakusikia.
Yes, mimi nazungumza from South America, to be precise, Brazil. Kabla sijazungumza, just want to comment kuhusu the statement of William Ruto concerning the people of Nyanza. Sisi hatujakuwa watumwa wa Raila. Luos, our unity has always been our strength. And that is what
kidogo tu Pastor. Ikiwa umewasha mic ili tuweze kusikizana vizuri na kuweza kuona. Philip, mute your mic tafadhali. Mute mic tafadhali. Go ahead, endelea sasa. Nadhani sasa kuko sawa, endelea.
We lose our unity has been our strength. Na hiyo ndio inasumbua mtu kama William Ruto ambaye anatafuta njia ya kupenya, lakini kupenya inakuwa kisungumkuti kwa sababu ya our unity. So I'm saying we are not prisoners. Sisi sio mateka wa Raila Odinga. In fact, we are the people who are controlling Raila Odinga. Kabla Raila Odinga hajafanya chochote ama kutangaza, behind the curtains akona watu ambao wanamshauri, na wale ambao wanamshauri ni watu wa Nyanza. Kuna watu special ambao kwa hivyo ukiona Raila anatangaza kitu, ni kitu tayari amethought na anajua the opinion of the people behind him. So we are not a prisoner at all ya Raila Amolo Odinga. In fact, sisi ndio tunamtumia. Ya pili, it is sad ya kwamba tarehe 20 inafika just few hours na hakuna solution at all. I just want to blame America and watu wa England kwa kuinstall undemocratically William Samoei Ruto. So if anything will happen tomorrow, then America, Britain must take the blame. They talk of democracy, they rape and abuse that democracy. I wonder if Trump will be president. You know, I'm anti-Trump, but now I'm seeing the goodness of Trump. Trump will have not interfered with elections in Africa. Trump will have not imposed LGBT to the African people. Now, that is what the problem is. Kwangu kama mhubiri, ushoga na kadhalika ni jambo mbaya sana, ambapo Ruto vile ana claim to be a born again, hangeruhusu kitu kama hicho ifanyike nchini. So Ruto is a bad omen to Kenyans people. Nataka tu kumcompare Ruto na one of David's son called Absalom. Absalom staged a coup. What Ruto did, he staged a coup against Kenyans people. Ruto alipindua democratic election. Kwa hivyo yeye ni mpinduzi, alipindua. Now I just want to compare him with this son of David called Absalom. Absalom did the same thing, but a day of reckoning came that even the trees had to fight for King David. The trees, all these trees became a weapon. So tomorrow, I foresee a similar situation, that those people whom Ruto is depending on, I feel they will turn against him. I feel, because why am I saying this? Because people are suffering. Even the police whom it is depending on, people are suffering equally. And then Ruto may prove that kwamba he doesn't care about Kenyan people. The problem of Kenya right now, where I'm sitting down, is very small. Hata hii mambo ya njaa utasikia watu wakizungumza tena. Open the server, you've silenced vitu vya njaa. I'm telling you. Open the server, utasikia mtu anaongea kuhusu njaa. So the problem of Kenya is very rahisi sana. Open the server. Kama ni Ruto alishinda, let the people know, and you will see people are going to be quiet, are going to be silent. If it is Raila, then he should do an honorable thing to vacate that position. Otherwise, I support. Otherwise, I support tomorrow, and we hope that tomorrow will be successful. But but even if it is not, then Tuesday, then Wednesday, let the process continue. Manake in Nairobi ikiwa paralyzed, hakuna mambo ya tax na chukuliwa, this government won't survive. So Wakenya na wasi ya kwamba to support the maandamano ya kesho. Barikiweni sana.
Asante sana. Oh my, asante sana. Nani huyu? Naona wengi wako hapa kwa show tayari washaingia. Nyote ambao umeingia kwa panelist, asante sana. Tayari tushajaa, lakini soon tutawakubalia mwingie baada ya wengi wakishaanza kuondoka. So tulia tu hapo nyuma ya studio, tayari tushajaza, tuko na panelist 10. This one can only take up to 10. Now, naona wengi tayari washaanza kutuma ujumbe. Tuma ujumbe wako. Je, uko kwa njia ukija Nairobi, tayari uko Nairobi, ama we hauji utaandamana kule uliko, kesho kwako ni holiday, ama we kesho utarelax. Naona wengi wanatuma ujumbe zao, na zaidi ya yote asante sana wewe ambao umejiunga nami live kwa studio. Clinton, karibu sana. Mr. Chelimo, asanti. Junior Mutembei na kuona, asanti sana. Aliyefuata Reverend alikuwa Karanja. Karanja, unakubaliana na maoni ambao umesikia kutoka kwa Rev, ama wewe unaona vipi? Na pia kulingana na vile video umesikia, je, Luo Nyanza ni mateka wa Raila?
Hiyo nayo ni ukweli. Luo Nyanza ni mateka wa Raila na watazidi kwa hivyo mpaka wakati Raila ataretire from active politics. Kitu ya pili, mimi support hiyo maandamano kwa sababu sai Ruto ndiye amechukua serikali. Ruto ndiye amechukua serikali. Serikali iko 6 months old. So kusema ati anataka kuandamana ati juu ya maisha, hiyo ni mambo yake yako nayo. Unajua Raila anataka kupindua serikali, achukue serikali na backseat. Hiyo ndio sisi tunajua, si ati ni mambo na uchumi na nini. Na kitu ya pili, election za Kenya zilikuwa zina observe na watu wengi. AU ilikuwa hapa na ikasema election ilikuwa free and fair. Haya, High Court ikaenda, wakaenda kwa High Court. High Court ikaruru ruling zake na ikasema hivi na hivi ndivyo kumeenda na Ruto ndio ameshinda. Na so alikuwa pale, alienda pale, alitangazwa na IBC kama president akiwa amepitishwa na wananchi. Na the former president Uhuru Kenyatta akaenda akamkabidhi sword, kumaanisha huyo ndio kiongozi ambaye amechaguliwa na watu wengi. So mimi mambo ya maandamano yake haileti shangwe hata kidogo. Hata kidogo haileti shangwe, na hiyo sisi hatuko na yeye hapo. Wacha afanye maandamano yake kivyake. Lakini ajue bado tutakuwa pale tukiprotect business zetu. Hatutakubali business ya mtu iharibiwe, na hatukubaliane na maandamano hata kidogo. Hiyo ndio maoni yangu kwa leo.
Asante sana Karanja, unasema maoni yako kwa leo haukubaliani na maandamano. Ninaona
unajua hii maandamano, wacha nikuulize.
Niulize.
President Dr. William Samoei Ruto amechukua ushukani. Sasa ako na miezi 6. Na katika hiyo miezi 6 tumeona mambo yamefanya. Kama ni unga tulikuwa tunanunua 250. Sasa at least imepungua. Kama ni mafuta tulikuwa tunanunua 330 and 320. Sasa hiyo mafuta tunanunua 210. Na so tunajua Raila hii mambo yote, hata ni mambo ya gas. Sasa Ruto anakuja na form Taifa Gas. Tutakuwa tunanunua 300 na 500. So tunajua venye wanafanya, wenye wanafadi hiyo mambo, na hii si maandamano ati iko ya kunini, ati ya kwenda kuangalia mambo ya uchumi. Raila amekuwa kwa hiyo serikali for the first 4 years. Amekuwa kwa hiyo government, maisha ilipanda akiwa pale. Akitoka wakiwa na hiyo uhuru wake, unga tulikuwa tunanunua pesa ngapi? Mafuta tulikuwa tunanunua pesa ngapi? Token tulikuwa tunanunua na pesa ngapi? Mafuta ya kupika, mafuta ya petrol na diesel ilikuwa imefikisha pesa ngapi? Ndio sasa ajifanye ni yeye saint, ati anasema ati maisha imepanda, maisha imepanda. Maisha imepanda wakati alikuwa na kura na kijiko. Mbona hakuwa anaona maisha imepanda? Sasa wakati amekaa nje ameona Ruto mpembeleza anaweza ingia kwa serikali, ndio anasema maisha imepanda, na tunajua njia zake za kufanya handshake. Atulieni mikono, mtachukua tu. Tunajua njia zake za kufanya handshake, hivyo ndivyo tu anaanza aingia kwa serikali.
Huyu jamaa alishamaliza.
Mimi sijamaliza, sijamaliza, lakini naongea the reality. I'm speaking the reality. I'm speaking the reality. Hakuna maandamano iko pale, mnataka tu kugeuza serikali, na serikali iko imara. President William Samoei ni commander in chief of armed forces. Ile Statehouse mtajaribu kuingia, mtajua mjui.
Sawa sawa. Karanja,
Toa
nasikia
huyo
uko na
mtu hapo. Toa huyo mtu hapo, tutakasirika saa hii. Toa huyo mtu hapo.
Alan kidogo tu ana haki kama wewe, kidogo tu. Kidogo tu. Ninakupa nataka kila mmoja ambaye ako na maoni kinzani tuandike chini, ninakupa wewe, unakuwa next So Nelson naona ako tayari kuongea na Pastor pia ako tayari kuongea. Pastor anza, alafu Nelson ufuate. Na wewe ambao uko na maoni, toa maoni yako tusikie. Je, unakubaliana na Karanja ama endelea?
I just want to respond to vile Karanja ameongea. Ameongea kisema ya kwamba ni ukweli watu wa Nyanza ni watumwa wa Raila Odinga. But what is problem with that? When you have to deal with people who has been indoctrinated, kama huyu Karanja is ni ngumu sana. Now anasema eti Raila anataka tu uongozi. It's very naive of him, this guy akuje kwa panel like this without any facts ya kusupport huyo William Samoei Ruto. Court vile iliamuliwa, everybody knows that judgment haikuwa sawa kabisa, kwa sababu hata Sava seven judgment walisema Sava ifunguliwe, haikufunguliwa. That will tell you ya kwamba haikuwa sawa kabisa. Now naimaliza kusema hivi, Azimio wamefanya maandamano peacefully, kulikuwa hakuna fujo. And then huyu Jesse, sijui nani huyu jamaa, huyu Mungiki, sijui ni Mungiki, anakuja kuangalia mambo ya defend business. Wakati walikuwa wanaandamana, who was defending those businesses people? It's very sad kuona mtu Mkenya ambaye anatarajia Kenya iwe nzuri aongee vile huyu jamaa anaongea. Asante, nimemaliza.
Asante sana. Nelson, nakuona unainua mkono, endelea Nelson.
Thanks, Jakes. I don't know whether you're the guy we talked with earlier on.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Thank you. I want to say I'm glad to be on the show, but I want to place a request. If I am to attend another show, and I'm not downgrading anything or any other person, but I think people like Karanja do not fit this kind of a debate platform. The IQ that this guy has manifested, I don't know, but I wouldn't really compare it with an IQ of somebody who really lives in this country. So number one, the president talked, and in my submission, I think in my contribution, I'm going to respond to Karanja, and I expect that in every response that I give, he should not take it as a personal jibe, but then he should learn from it, because we are all Kenyans and we are learning. The president talked today. Who talked? Not the president, a politician. Do we need a politician or do we need a president? We need a president. How do you lead? Do you lead by terrifying, separating and creating a more drift among the people that you need to lead? Or do you lead by bringing people together and being presidential? Because we all know that the presidency is a symbol of national unity. What we have seen is we have seen a group of people who have gotten power but do not really know and have a total clue, no clue on what to do with the power. Today, the president talked like his deputy, and in fact, Karanja has talked like Rigathi Gachagua. I even doubt if he has a business to protect. I even doubt if he knows what the level of economy we are talking about today. In fact, he doesn't even know which court presided over the presidential election case. He's talking about a high court, yet it is a Supreme Court. The guy is talking about the price of unga, which he doesn't even know how. I don't know. He has mentioned about the price of mafuta. I don't know when, which supermarket, where. I think anatumia mafuta ya kujaza. Ndio anaenda huko anasema nipe ya 210. Anapewa ya 210, anakuja kuambia watu the price of mafuta ni 210. My brother, we buy it and it is expensive. Now, am I in support of maandamano? No. Am I in support of things should be worked on? Yes. Why am I not in support of maandamano? I mean, not in support of maandamano because in Africa, I have never seen, for the shortest period that I've been alive, the 32 years that I've been alive, now if you deduct the other years that I was still a kid, and now since I became mature, started following politics, maandamano things and all that kind of stuff, I have never seen a peaceful protest in Africa. It only happens in Kenya, where people go to protest peacefully, and then the government sent police officers to now incite them, like, you know, start up the war, and then the war breaks, and then it never becomes peaceful. So it has never happened. It has never worked like that. The president talked about the people of Nyanza being mateka wa Raila. Fine, sisi ni mateka wa Raila. Yeye watu wake wa Rift Valley si mateka wa Raila, but let me put for you facts on the table. Sisi ni mateka wa Raila, but we do not depend on relief food. Sisi ni mateka wa Raila, but we do not have cases of banditry. He was talking in Nandi, next to Baringo County. Yet, bandits are killing people there, and he was even with the deputy president together with the PS of Interior, security. What are you telling people? You are a president with whom, instead of looking for peace, reaching people, negotiating, telling people that, my brothers, this and that has happened. What can we do? How can we go about it? You are just thumping. Your deputy president is standing somewhere telling people, huyu mzee amesumbua watu miaka 60. This is the time to deal with him. What are you telling people? You are inciting the people who are supporting the person who is calling for the riots, for the maandamano. Because let me tell you, my brother Jake, and anyone here, for you to kill Raila Odinga, you shall have killed almost 100 young people who are ready to take that bullet because they are suffering. What have you done, if not committing a massacre? Do you really think it will be on him? Or it will be on you? Who will lose? Who will gain? The pastor talked about American involvement and Britain. I don't know about diplomacy that much, but I don't want to take it there. In my opinion, he reasoned like a pastor who was safeguarding his space and LGBTQ. We are all against it, but then I feel, in my opinion, he was reasoning as a pastor. And I think he needs to call Rachel Ruto and Dorcas Rigathi so that they can reason together like that. And then they tell the other people that, you know what, enough is enough. You've taken money from the government. We need to tell this government that even though you've given us money, you're doing bad. It is all about us because we are the Kenyans who vote. We are the Kenyans who make decisions. Americans were not at the IBC level, IBC whatever positions. Chebukati is not an American. He is a lawyer, a Kenyan. The commissioners who are there and the ones who walked out are Kenyans. Now, for Karanja to come here and start telling us how the IBC announced Ruto as a president, yet 4 commissioners walked out, hata yeye mwenyewe kwao kama wanagawa shamba. Mandugu zake 3 watoke na wao wabaki 2 na mama yake kwa nyumba. Hiyo shamba itagawa. no one will agree to the decisions that will be made by the minority just because the father, who is the owner of the shamba, was seated down in that room. No, it cannot happen so. For the sake of peace, for the sake of tranquility, for the sake of whatever cohesion, there is need for nothing but inclusivity. People need to sit down, dialogue, and say, okay, fine, this is what we need to do. This is how it should be done. Our economy is doing bad. So if at all it was supposed to, if at all the mandamano that is slated for tomorrow would be peaceful the way it is being said it can be peaceful, hata mimi nitaenda. But the reason as to why I can't go is because I am pretty sure it won't be peaceful and it will not give us any feedback whatsoever, because the people who are supposed to sit down and talk about the feedback that we are supposed to get are busy going to church after church, funeral to funeral, school after school, giving students 500,000, 200,000 to the teachers, and pinpointing the opposition, abusing people. In fact, the government today is playing more politics than the opposition. Hii ni kama Raila ama hata mpaka na Uhuru huyo mwenye wanaweka ndani yake sijaona, ni kama wanawachezea mchezo ya hide and seek. Nimejificha huku, kujeni. Na Ruto anamfuata na Gachagua, wanaenda huko. Now let me ask you, you're here telling us about, Karanja, you're here telling us about the president working around the clock to stabilize the economy. 50 CAS positions, is that stabilizing the economy? Is that how you think, my brother? Being paid by taxpayers' money. This, I am a tailor. All the lobbies that we have created in this country as tailors to defend us against our consumers who perhaps sometimes go with our money, and even to defend the consumers who say tailors sometimes disappear with their outfits, have never gotten any support. In fact, the government of Kenya does not even support the tailoring industry as much as they support the tailoring industry from other countries like Thailand, Turkey, and Italy. You walk to a government officer's office and tells him you are a tailor, you want to dress him perhaps, blah, blah, blah. He tells you, I import my outfits from Italy. Where do you get your fabrics from? What is that? Bullshit or not? And today they are on paper saying they are now targeting on small-scale farmers, small-scale traders and tailors to give them tax, to pay for CAS, provide an office for the wife of Mudavadi. Tomorrow they will be giving the wife of Kimani Chungwa an office. The other day they will be giving the cousin to Rigathi Gachagua's office. What kind of bullshit is that? So I really think that, in my conclusion, I really think that we need to have remedy to the problems that we are having as Kenyans, because our economy is quite hurting. The dollar rate today is around 146, 147. I am pretty sure Karanja doesn't know that. And it is really hurting us. And we need to rectify that. But I don't think that going the street way is the solution. Unfortunately, that is the only language that Ruto listens to. And then he goes to the pulpit and says, tutadil na hawa. Kudil na hawa, na wewe ni serikali, na wewe ni president, inamaanisha unasema utatuma mapolisi. At the same time, the police has already said that it is unlawful, blah, blah, blah. They have already, illegalized the awaiting mandamano. It's like they're telling us, kesho kutakuwa na vurugo. Serikali inaenda kuparticipate kwa vurugo. I am pretty sure if these people cannot be instigated, eti wataenda tu kutembea tu hapo, wapige kelele yao, wakunywe maji yao, hakuna tear gas wamerushiwa, wametembea mpaka mahali, wamepeana magazeti zao, hizo vitu wameandika kama memorandum. There is no one who will cause problems. By the way, Karanja, which business do you have that you want to protect? Yet the other day, Kikuyus were demonstrating along Nyama, came up to next to the Nini, Arambe House Avenue, talking about China invading their businesses. Was that not mandamano? Don't come here with an IQ equivalent to that of a rat to try and tarnish the name of Luz.
Nelson, I feel you, and I love your submissions, sir. I love your submissions. But as I promised and I told you, we are going to allow everyone so that we are able to balance. Those with low, high, eventually we need to get this nation running well. I want to invite the first lady in the show because tumeongea wa jamaa kadhaa. Now, Joanne, you're there. I don't know what you have heard the president say, and equally what you heard the Azimio leader say. What's your take on all that is happening? And tomorrow is the day. We have few hours before tomorrow. Do you think we'll still have a nation after tomorrow? Joan, go ahead.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's my first time here, and I'm thankful to be here. And I'll start by saying, for me, I support maandamano because it's the only language the government understands, especially in Kenya. Maandamano is the only language that the government understands. And about if we'll still have a nation from tomorrow, I think we'll have a nation if our president uses his mind and maybe try to talk to other people who have been there before. You know, for him to keep on telling us that he's not Uhuru, we don't expect a president to keep on telling us that I'm not Uhuru, they'll see me, I'll deal with them. You know, those kinds of words coming from a president and a deputy president, it's making us see them as if they were not ready for this government. And at Karanja, we must be honest, please. You cannot compare the cost of living as up to now with the cost of living while Uhuru was in the government. I'll just say Uhuru because these are our president, the so-called our president was not working with Uhuru at that time. You cannot compare the cost of living that time and now. People are really suffering. And everyone is suffering, including the brothers to Karanja and sisters to Karanja. Some of them are just making noise, but they don't want to come up because they fear they have been told what, so they don't want to come up. Me, I'm so happy with let me just say Azimio people. When something is wrong, they normally come up. They don't fear anyone. And for tomorrow, we pray. And me, I'm saying I'll be there. I'm going to be there. Let me die, and in my eulogy they'll say I die because I was demonstrating for other people, than dying of sickness and other things. You know, we must be heroine. Let me say that. This thing is affecting everyone. We cannot keep on saying, oh, Raila Odinga loves maandamano, Raila Odinga this, Raila Odinga this. In fact, as Nelson said, we are the one controlling Raila. Because if you meet Raila himself, he's a very humble man. He doesn't like chaos and whatever. But it's us who are forcing Raila to do this. I'm 100% sure Ida is maybe telling Raila, please don't do this tomorrow. Just tell people to do this and this and this. But we are the one pushing Raila. And this guy is fighting for us. He's not fighting for Luos only. He's not fighting for Luyas only. He's fighting for the whole nation. So we cannot say this. We cannot continue saying that, oh, you see now it's 5 years down the line. Raila loves maandamano. He loves shedding blood. This guy doesn't love maandamano and shedding blood. We must be honest. We are supposed to be honest. And this demonstration of tomorrow, we are just praying. It was going to be peaceful until today our president, deputy president, and his government said they are going to deal with us. Let them come. You know, we were born once, as Mother Karua said, and we will die once. So we are ready for anything. Me, I'll take a picture. I'll be on the street tomorrow. And I know our MP, Langate MP, Jalango said, oh, whatever, they are not supporting this. But some of us in Langata, we are going to be there. And this guy is just going to lead us only one this term. If he's not going to sit down and come back to where he's supposed to be, he's going to be our MP only for these 5 years. 2027, we are going to give someone else. So for me, I really support this maandamano. Why? Because it's the only language that the government understands. Nothing else. Or else you'll be calling the TV station to come. You say whatever you say. They don't take it seriously. Because you can hear this government every day, everywhere they go. They just keep on promising us. And what this government is doing is revenge. I cannot keep on explaining this. We can see everywhere. This government came. First of all, they are really ready for revenge. They are revenging everything. They keep on promising things that can, even if you just take a Mwendazimu from where and ask him, where will you get a gas cylinder for 300 shillings? Surely. and you're there clapping that, yeah, June will be having Taifa gas for 300 shillings at Karanja. I don't know if he's still here, because
Alitoka.
this is bullshit. This is really bullshit. You being there clapping and being happy that we are going to have a gas for 300.
Nelson chased him away.
Yeah, where? Yeah, he needs to hear he shouldn't have gone. He really need to be honest with himself first, and people should use their mind. Use your mind at
Actually,
Karanja wherever you are still on the platform,
Joel,
because it's not
he's
coming
still there.
to success. You know, we were buying unga at 250. Where? Can someone please correct me? At Uhuru's, when Uhuru was in the government, did you ever buy unga at 250? Really? And he's busy telling us that. And touching on what the president said today, ni sawa, sisi ni mateka wa Raila, but akumbuke, we are happy to be there. We are happy to be matekas of Raila than to be mateka of the so-called William Ruto. Let me be the mateka of Raila till I die, but I cannot support Ruto. That's for free. I cannot. And tomorrow I'm going to be on the street. Those who follow me, I'll take a picture and I'll post. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Jakes.
Just one question before you go, because you have mentioned you reside in Langata, where Jalango is from. Previously, you had General Koril, who was a Jubilee member. Now you have Jalango, an ODM guy who is supporting Ruto. You as a person who voted believing in Jalango, what is that one thing that you feel truly this man disappointed me as a voter, and he shouldn't have done this? Probably you needed to have been consulted or something. What do you feel now, you as a voter who voted for, not that I'm singling out anyone, but you voted for Jalango, but you say you won't support what he said today, you will act on your own volition and tomorrow participate in the maandamano?
You know, for me, I voted for Jalango because I've been following Jalango since when he was in Kiss FM and his YouTube channel. You know, he was helping a lot of people. Then we knew if we elect this guy in Langata, because he was also, first of all, let me just say the truth. Me, I voted for Jalango first because of the party. It was ODM. Remember also, Raila is on Langata. So we voted for Jalango first because of the party. Second, because we knew Jalango is going to help people in Langata. Because he showed this through his YouTube channel. He was really helping a lot of people. Maybe most of you have seen that. So we knew he's going to help Langata. He's going to guard our President Raila Odinga. But he disappointed us by going to the Statehouse. You know, they were allowed to go to the Statehouse, but they were told, before you go to the Statehouse, just give the information to the party that I'm going to the Statehouse to do this and this. But he went there without telling the party, and when he came back, they're asking him, he's talking nonsense. You know, he doesn't have any respect. He also went for an interview to the radio station, and he still talked nonsense. He said he cannot apologize. Till today, we can see him. So, you know, even Koril, while Koril was voted, May didn't vote for Koril while he was there. And Koril did a lot of work, by the way. Even if now, after these 5 years, we compare, maybe, I don't know if he'll do something, because all we can see in Langata is still just there what Koril did and maybe what the government added. After 5 years, maybe people will still compare Koril and Jalango, and they'll say maybe Koril did a lot of work. And if Koril come back to stand, they can give him, let me tell you the truth. Although in Langata, most of us, we are for Raila. So it's not possible for us to give Koril again. But for Jalango, he really disappointed us. By the way, that day, I really felt very, very bad. Now what we are looking for is what he will do next.
Jake, I'm sorry. I know there are many people. Jake, I'm sorry. I know there are many people. But your question to the lady also touches on me, because my MP also went to the Statehouse. So let me just say a bit.
Kidogo tu, Nelson, as you're answering that,
yes.
Can I ask you the same question but to give it a twist? Baba
yes.
went to state to Harambee House on the 9th of March 29 after the election, immediately after the election of 2017. That was around 2018 March, and we had the famous handshake. Many said they were never consulted. They just saw the photos and voila, the president and the opposition leader then were shaking hands. Now, could it be that the leader of Azimio opened that door that you can go to the president and shake hands, and that's what probably Jalango and the rest were doing?
Jake, there is a thin line between politics and time for leadership. And this is what I want to say. The problem that we're having in Kenya is that we have a system where we all think that we should be doing politics 24/7. Number one, an elected leader. First of all, Jalango do not have any vote. Jalango was voted because of Raila and ODM, period. However, he had been elected. My MP has been elected. All the leaders that went to the Statehouse has been elected. After the elections are done and completed, and you have been sworn in as an MP of a given area, notwithstanding the side you are, the people you are leading deserves development. This is my take. You do not need any permission from any other person to go somewhere where you think your conscience leads you is right, perfect, convenient for the development of for the sake of your people. That's my take. Number two, was Jalango wrong and the other MPs wrong to go to the Statehouse? No. Were they supposed to ask for permission from who? If at all there is any party or indoor communication that needs to be done, only if their visit to the Statehouse was political. But because we choose to see everything from a political angle and political view, that is why we have a deputy president and a president who are behaving like teenagers who do not know what to do with the position of prefect and head boy in school. Now, I think those people went to the Statehouse to talk about development, and I want to leave it at that. They did not need to ask for any permission from anyone. Even Raila did not need to ask for any permission from anyone going to shake hands with Uhuru Kenyatta, because we need peace, we need cohesion, we need to move on after each and every election. Even right now, Jake, we are 6 months or 7 months down after the elections, okay? Raila Odinga was interviewed yesterday by Sam Gichuki of Citizen, okay? They were talking about the Mandamano thing and the rest. If you listened to Raila Mulu Odinga carefully, one, he is not recognizing Ruto. Two, he is recognizing Ruto. Which is which?
Aha. That question allow me to ask those who are commenting, which is which? Does Raila recognize Ruto as the president or not? Let me hear from you, wale ambao mna comment. Naona wengi mna comment. Wacha niwataje before Clinton comes in. Naona Freddy Koumo comment. Asante sana Sami, na kuona. Naona sana Sigei, na kuona. Kila moja, you are allowed to be around. And let's hear from you, Clinton. Take it away. Do you agree with what Nelson is saying?
James, Jakes, am I audible bwana? Nimeweka vitu zingine hapa.
Yeah, you are.
Sasa mimi naanzia tu hapo kwa which is which.
Clinton mambo.
Jakes, hao watu ni wakora.
Clinton yuko wapi bwana? Yuko kwa giza.
Reverend bwana, hata nimekumbii. Sama ni vibaya kusema hivyo. So, wajua msikule time yangu. So, Jakes.
Yes, sir.
I first want to start by defending my friend Karanja from Central Kenya. Hawa ni watu waliotuamini wakatupa uongozi na tuwashukuru sana. Kwa sababu haikuwa rahisi kuwaweka kwa box miaka 4 kabla wao kubadilisha mawazo yao. Samia nataka kuwashukuru, akirudi Central kesho asubuhi watakapokuwa wamefunga biashara awasalimie. So biashara nazo bana alisema. So yes, we have to be realistic in these things that we are saying. Like Nelson said, Baba anasema kwamba jana, we won't send any crowd to Statehouse. Tutachagua wajumbe 3 ama 4, pengine na gari moja ama 2.
Yes.
Wapeleke hiyo, sijui inaitwa manifesto ama inaitwa nini.
MOU.
Ruto akikataa kuchukua wataachia watchman. Lakini hatutatuma watu. Unaelewa? Na kama rais atakuwa Harambee House ama atakuwa State House, tutaangalia
watatuma watu, lakini si watu wengi.
Kidogo tu Seth, kidogo tu.
Si hata hiyo kitu umesema ni the same na ni kitu nimesema. Watu kidogo na watu wachache ni the same thing. So Ruto suddenly became a president yesterday, that Baba is now looking for him either in Harambee House or in State House to go and deposit the MOU.
Yeah.
Baba is living in denial, James, because Baba thinks that Ruto became a president after BBI passed. BBI came to nullify the nonsense of winner takes it all. But the son of Kamagut fought all these fights, mpaka akakuwa the president under the winner takes it all nonsense. You understand? And now Baba is feeling the heat. Huyu jamaa na huyu mbunge wake wa Madira, yani tutavumilia hivi waendeshe Kenya mpaka miaka 5 ishe. And Baba is also out for the dialogue. We have to accept these as his supporters. Okay? How can you go to the Supreme Court? In fact, siku walifanya the last submission, walitengeza place ingine hapo, wakakunywa pombe na hao lawyers, wakaanza kucelebrate, wakaomba pamoja, wakasema tomorrow is the day. We are winning this. They had so much confidence in the Supreme Court. Alafu kuna hii kitu pia tunaambiwa ya servers. Nani hakuona servers zilifunguliwa? Na huyu Joan anataka kuuliza hizo. Joan.
Boss. No, we can see the atisikia mtu akisema uongo.
You saw very well.
It's not acceptable.
You saw very well this guy, huyu lawyer wenu alikuwa anakaa Muhindi. Hakuwa na nywele kwa kichwa. Sio Murgor. Alikuwa anasema
Just one moment.
Where is Clinton? Where is Clinton?
One moment, he said. One moment.
Saizi hata wanazimio Baba hajalala kwa nyumba yake. Wewe unataka ujue nimelala wapi?
Kidogo. As I say,
let me know kama propaganda we are debating here.
Robert, just relax.
Just one moment.
Kama ni propaganda, some of us get out.
We need to see Clinton. We are not seeing Clinton. What are the rules?
Seth, you can't join the league of that guy. Just wait, I make my submission, then I finish. Kwani nyinyi mkiambiwa kitu ambayo inaenda kinyume na Raila mnapiga nduru? Ama sawa, Raila supporter more than you think you are, man.
Kwanza mimi support our country.
I support Raila kwa sababu wa Maluo.
Just one moment.
Ndo jamaa bwana, pia si tuongee, aongei sense.
Nimetuma message nikasema niko place yezi onesha kamera, Jex akakubali. Sasa si nimeomba msamaha eti niko place yezi nikashow kamera.
You don't belong here. You don't belong here.
Sawa Mutie. Sure nitakuachia Mutie. You belong here. So can I proceed?
No, everyone belongs here.
You don't belong here.
No, Pastor said everyone belongs here, because by the end of the day, everyone has a right to speak and express the expression. You may agree with him, you may not agree with him. What you do, give him the side of your view, because by the end of the day, you are entitled to your opinion, just like he is, sir.
We need to see him.
Sir, just give me a little bit.
Us about election that took place, or is it the time we are talking about tomorrow's maandamano? So you, Clinton, coming here and telling me, you come going back to the Supreme Court and whatever was told, no, we are not there, please. We are talking about, I think, Jakes, you made everything clear. We are talking about, are you in support of tomorrow's maandamano, or you are not in support of tomorrow's maandamano? If yes, you are, then
don't use my time. Don't use my time.
if no, you are not, then submit. Don't come here to remind me about how they celebrated drinking alcohol. No, that is not for today, Clinton. If you want to talk to me about those things, then come in my inbox. We'll talk with you more. Please.
I won't come, but mambo na maandamano nitaongelea. So, Jakes, let me make my points and proceed. Kesho tunaandamana kwa sababu maandamano ya kesho inakuja kwa sababu wanataka server ifunguliwe. Server inafunguliwa ni ya unga ama ya kura.
Come to the camera. You are not a server. Come to the camera.
Please. Or else you leave.
Just a moment.
Clinton time bwana.
Yes, let us have a decent debate. Whatever Clinton is saying is, let him say it, then you will come and later and refute or agree with him. You are given your chance. Let him say whatever he wants to say, please.
No, we are saying it should come on camera. That's yours, my brother. Let him come on the camera.
I think the message is clear, and you can listen to the message even without seeing someone's face. You are a man, and you are not LGBT.
Just one moment.
Just one moment. You can't have both ways.
Allow me say this. Allow me say this. Roba, just one moment.
You have to understand.
Just one moment, Roba. Now, Clinton has said, if everyone now can listen to me, Clinton has said where he is, he's not in a position to display his camera. Some of us are not in Kenya, if we can be allowed to say this. Some of us are in so many other countries. Roba, I don't know where you are. You're not in Kenya because where uko kukona mwangaza ya jua. Mzalendo, I know where you are. I know people are in different places. Apart from Joan, who probably is with me, and Karanja, who is with me in Kenya, many of us are not in the country. So when someone asks to appear in the way Clinton is appearing, allow him. By the end of the day, the other thing is allow everyone to air their view. And that's what I said, and I think Nelson agreed with me. Kila mtu aseme Kenya atasema, alafu wewe ambayo haukubaliani nayo nitakupa nafasi. That's why you are here. Utasema kile ambacho haukubaliani nayo. Go ahead. Allow me now to bring back Clinton, and then I'll now moderate your time so that everyone can speak. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. Clinton is now back.
Okay, thank you, Jakes. Nilikuwa nasema kwamba naambiwa kwamba nisilete mambo ya uchaguzi, niongelee about tomorrow's demonstration. Now, one of the reasons as to why they are going to the streets tomorrow is because the servers they want opened. The servers za election za 2022. Umesikia wakisema wanataka servers za unga ya ugali zifunguliwe. Then somebody tells you, don't talk about election, talk about maandamano ya kesho. That is how they think. And they are still thinking that they won the election, and they are still mistreating some of us who disagree with them. Then, Jakes, there are people that think that they are more Raila supporters than others. I do tell them here, I first support Raila because I'm a Luo. Because I feel it is compulsory to support him because I'm a Luo. Siangali sera. So niko na kura moja. Nikienda kumvotia na mvotia as a Luo. Nikitaka kuangalia sera zake zingine hazinipendezi, nakuta nilisha vote juu I'm a Luo, I can't take back my vote. So we have to tell Raila that hapa baba umefanya vizuri, hapa baba umefanya vibaya. Kwa mfano, maandamano Raila ameitisha kesho. Si maandamano ya hali ya maisha ya Wakenya ama nini na nini. Baba anasema alibiwa uchaguzi, akaleta sijui hao watu waku invade internet, wakamuonesha alishinda uchaguzi. So tomorrow they are marching to Statehouse to reclaim their victory. How do you connect the two with the cost of living? Our victory was stolen, yes, we accept. We are now marching to Statehouse to claim our victory. But they are hiding behind the high cost of living. We accept. Unga iko bei kali. Kuna drought and famine in Kenya. Haijaanza jana Nasikia imeanza miaka 4 iliyopita. But we now want to hide behind this, that we are going to show him that ameshindwa kupunguza bei ya unga, sasa tunaenda kula kwake State House. Let us stop pretending. Jex, kwa group nilituma picha. Picha ilikuwa inasema kwamba there are, in the constitution, there are areas that are protected areas that you can't even access by walking on foot. And State House is the number 1 among the over 16 protected areas. Alafu anadanganywa, kesho tukutane, then we march to State House because it is a public office. DCI haikuwa public office. Let us stop lying to our supporters. But the maandamano about tomorrow will be about the election, and it won't be anything to do with the price of unga or the price of those other things that people use on their daily to daily life. Ben, nilisikia pia rafiki yangu Nelson. Kidogo tu namaliza points zangu, ziko 4.
Nataka mtu akuulize swali. Kuna jamaa hapa naona anataka kukuuliza swali.
Huyu aliniambia I don't deserve to be here. Swali gani anataka kuuliza mtu who doesn't deserve? That's why aniache.
Nimekuhakikishia you have all the rights to be here. Now allow me to allow him to ask you a question.
Nilikuwa naona nimalize hizi kwa sababu naweza mjibu nikimaliza hii.
Yeah, let him.
Hakuna haja alete swali. Nimesikia Nelson akisema, Nelson ni rafiki yangu sana, kwanza lazima utambue hiyo. Sitaki kumwataka lakini inabidi. Eti Nyanza, jamaa alisema sisi ni mateka wa Raila, ambayo sikubaliani naye kwa sababu wengine tunafikiria kivyetu na pia tunamsupport juu ni kijana yetu na pia sera zake zinatupendeza. Eti sisi ni mateka, lakini Nelson akamjibu kwa hasira akasema huko Rift Valley wanahitaji relief food na pia wanapigana na bandits. Nelson forgetting that in 202, 203, 204 za Kibaki, my friend, the Luo nation, we really depended on the relief food. Nakumbuka kulikuwa na maragwe ilikuwa inaletwa iko na zile vitu za black zinatembea tembea, and we really ate them. So sijui kama hiyo wakati nilikuwa Mturkana na nilikuwa naishi tu area ya Kisumu. So depending on relief food, hapo nayo tusiachie Wakale peke yake ama watu wa bandits. Everybody needs food. Kuna people suffering even in Kisumu town, Obunga streets, and they. So let us not play with that. That is quite serious and it is natural. The CASS issue. When Uhuru Kenyatta made Matiang'i the deputy president by just signing a piece of paper, we were all quiet. That we called it reorganization of government. The way as a president, I want my government to operate. Now Ruto says that I made so many state departments because I feel as a president, this one will enable the citizens to get services. Over 50 state departments. Alafu akawapa CSS. Hapa sasa tunasema tunaanza kukumbuka unga ni 213, ingine ni 180. Kwa sababu hapo sasa it is not about the president wanting to deliver, it is about the pressure that is on wananchi. Tunaanza kucalculate 490 million yenye watakuwa wanalipwa kila mwaka. Let William organize his government, tuone huko mbele atatupeleka aje. Then we can't.
Kidogo
tu tomorrow to State House.
So that Clinton, just one moment, so that kila mtu awe na opportunity na tusikae tena sana kama wengine bado hawajaongea. Allow me to bring in Roba. Roba seems not to agree almost on everything you have said. Roba, sijui maoni yako ni yapi? Because Clinton is raising so many things and I know tukimpa muda zaidi hapo zingine zitaanza kupotea. Wewe unaona aje? President amesema watu wa Luo Nyanza ni mateka wa Raila Odinga. President amesema kesho, actually hata polisi wamesema kesho it is illegal kuandamana. Na pia wewe unajua kesho kikatiba una haki ya kuandamana. Na pia kuna mambo mengi ambayo Clinton ameraise. Wewe unaweza nena aje kinyume ama aidha kusupport ama kukinzana na jamaa anaitwa Clinton?
Thank you, Chakis. I think I'm pronouncing you. I'm surrendered. Thank you to see you. The big day to see you, Rhoda. Nice to see you again, and everybody. I'm not take too much. You know, Clinton. The problem with Clinton, the way he speaks, you can know he's lying. It's one-sided, and when you are one-sided, you are the people who are destroying our country. Here's why. What's the difference between Imandamano ya Kesho and the one which was in Nakuru, in Kisii, in Kisumu? What's the difference? Why is this one being illegal like we are being told right now? That's one thing.
Na ya Marara, nani, Roba, tell them even ya Marara, kuna pia maandamano ya Marara. Why is ya Marara sio illegal?
Or not only that, what about the one of Yamakima, the other one, the traders in Nairobi? How comes it was not illegal? Yeah? So the way I'm seeing is this one here, the Imam is on our constitution. Everybody has a right to demonstrate a few hours from now. That one, the government is just trying to interfere with what's on the constitution. That's one thing. Another thing, for Clinton to come here and tell us that Ruto is doing a nice job and we give him time, I disagree. First of all, since 60 years now, we are recycling current in Kikuyu, and there are nice Kikuyu people who are there we like. I like Uhuru Kenyatta, but I'm sick and tired of two communities messing up our country. They are shitting on it, and that's the bottom line. There are cartels who thinks there are no people other than from other communities who can be a president. I don't know whether it's equally Ibiwa or what happened, but this is what I know. Clinton comes here and tells us there's a server. The servers were open. I hope he knows what a server is. If you can't define what a server is, then don't come and lie to people. It's easy. It's easy. Open the server. We know who won, who lost. If Ruto won, let him continue. If we never did, then something is wrong with us. Put it on a side. One more other thing. Personally, this is what I see. The problem with our country, we are not going to solutions. Instead, we are just kidding ourselves. Every government which comes in is just like telling us they are the creator of jobs, they are the creator of everything. And that's where we go wrong. They are now, Ruto has come, is expanding the government instead of him trying to put it small. We want the private sector. If there's no private sector, Kenya will never progress. I want a president who tells me how the private sector is going to produce jobs. But now we are in a country where we believe that the government, that's where the jobs are. You know, and that's wrong. What and Midian have been seeing all these young people? We had the jobs for them. We had the jobs. Okay, it can be unfair to say that, Ruto, for the months he has been there. But you know what? He was the first president for 10 years. And some of you want to come and tell us, Nigeria Ruto was not the government, Raila was in the government. Shame on you. Shame on you. Yeah? Say what it is. You Chambana alikuwa vice president wa Kenya. Yeah? And for me, this is what the way I feel. Huyu angeenda, Raila angeenda, everybody will be gone, then we start from scratch. Yeah. Yeah? Then you talk of institutions at TCI, Matako. These are the people who have ruined our country. Yeah?
Just one moment, Roba.
Yeah.
Kidogo tu, allow me not to. Roba kidogo tu.
I'm telling you, this is very bad.
I feel your pain. Just one moment, Roba. One moment.
Let me say this.
Just one moment, Roba. I'm giving you the moment to finish what you're saying. It's because the reason why I've stopped is for one single reason. This show is being watched by millions of people from across the world. For example, just here on the panel, I have someone looking at me who is in the US. Someone is looking at me who is in the UK. Others are in the Arab countries. So I know you're angry. I respect your anger. But for the sake of PG, don't use that language to abuse anyone. But I agree with you.
Jake,
it's your right to say it.
Jake,
yes, sir.
Pardon pardon me,
Yes.
the location
Yes.
of someone listening to us or the location of someone viewing this platform does not really matter on which kind of respect they should be accorded. The fact that they are tuned here, they should take the information. In fact, even our MPs use very vulgar languages in the parliament and even here. When someone wants to give out what is in his heart, let him give it out as long as it does not go very vulgar.
But two wrongs have never made any right, sir. So allow us to, we don't need to copy them. We can make it different.
I apologize.
Go
So
ahead.
give me my time nimalize. Juu ulimpea time anijibu lakini matusi ndio yanakuja. So nimalize point zangu mbili nitoke.
Clinton.
Sitangojea matusi ingine bana. Hiyo ni kali sana na imetosha.
Watu. Okay? There are some people who can speak. Let me just 1 second.
Sasa wewe ukinitusi unaleta watu.
Just one moment. We'll not abuse one another.
No, we are not abusing.
Yes, ukikataa matusi unafuta watu. Ukikubali matusi watu wanakuja.
Clinton, let's allow
give me my time, I proceed. Ulinikatisha ukaniambia anijibu. Lakini matusi ndio yamekuja. So I better proceed. Alafu angoje time yake.
Ama uniambie tu Clinton huwezi endelea. Chukua hiyo matusi. I think that Clinton hataki pia kupea Romba nafasi. Mbona hataki ajibiwe? Si angoje mzee wetu amalize hoja zake na pia yeye tumsikize. Mbona he has a commanding power? Why? Tafadhali.
No, mimi napigania time
yangu. Lakini mzetu ni matusi yako nayo.
Kumbuka Clinton ndiye ameanza matusi kuita lawyer kipara na ulevi. Si ameanza matusi jameni. Tafadhali tuwe na tujali pande zote.
Tuacheni Roba malize alafu tuende kwa hiyo ingine.
Now I'm all alone here. Now allow me to say this to everyone. We will respect your opinion and we will respect you and we want you to speak from your heart. Clinton, I'll give you a moment immediately after Roba. Roba, you're next. And above all, let's try to make it a good show. I agree with you, Nelson. We can talk as the MPs, but what will be the difference between them and us? We are the wananchis. We make this country. We should make this better.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Before you get me back, before you get us all of us back, I think there is something being twisted. Clinton did not insult anybody. Same to Roba. Roba has not insulted Clinton. Roba has just used a language to, I think, to express what he's feeling towards something, and then whichever language that has come, whatever, it was not channeled to Clinton. I think there is a miscommunication there and twisting that. Let us not twist what is not meant to be, what is not meant.
Okay. Roba, go ahead, then Clinton will come next. Is that okay?
Okay, let me just say this. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, this is about our country. Let us not just come here and start just lying to the whole world that things are good in Kenya. People are suffering. I don't care what you say or what you think. Ask yourself, where did we go wrong? Unajua nini? It's a few months ago, Uhuru warned us about this man who's in power. The problem between me and Ruto is one. Since they were shown as president and vice president, these people, they are in a campaign mode. They are just there to tell you what they want, and they brought these things by themselves. They provoked Raila where he was. Yeah, that's what they did. And you know what? I'm also sick and tired of dominance between two communities, and this that people are ruling the country. Let us have this president go to another community. So we take a break. I don't care where you come from, where Teso or what. Then from there, we start from scratch. Lakini mambo ya kuingia ndani ya serikali, and now everything is Jeriod, what, and Mr. Karanja, and the people from there, the people. 10 years now, 15 years. The majority of the people who have been running the government of Kenya are from two communities, and that's where we are headed to Indian Ocean. I'm telling you, my friend, whether you like it or not, this economy of whatever we have right now in Kenya, if we don't do something about it, it's going to collapse. And just give it I mean, how many months do we have now before next year, 2024? It will not take that one. And I'm telling that because I have a very good source, which tells me things are not good, more especially in our economy. Think about it. If Kenya collapses, then we are in big, big trouble. And Clinton, they'll come and tell us how Ruto has done the job. All of them, everybody. Okay. Everybody.
Okay.
We have to
Clinton finish up.
Yes. Let me just leave it there. Let me leave it there. Okay. As long as you don't provide jobs for our young people, I will never recognize you as a president of a country. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your nice and wonderful submissions. Clinton finished, so that I have Mutembei Junior, Mzalendo, and there is the big day. I can see you from the backstage. I want everyone to speak, and above all, I want you to feel confident enough to speak about your country. I'll not gag you, but I'll allow you not to make any of the panelists feel not welcomed. Everyone is welcomed, even those at the comment section. Ni venye tumejaa, wangeingia wote. So kila mtu amekaribishwa. Don't tell anyone you're not supposed to be here. You are supposed to be here. Now let me go to Clinton, finish up, then I go to Mutembei, Mzalendo, Roda, I see you, habari ya saizi. The big day, you are next, but let me have first Clinton. Nitaanza kupima sasa masaa. Clinton, go ahead.
So nilikuwa nasema kwamba as Azimio people, we believed in the rule of law. That's why we took our case to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court pronounced itself on this case. And I can remember very well when this lawyer called Ngaira was presenting about the servers that were opened, something that was deleted, and lawyer Murgor said that from the information we have from the servers that were opened, something was deleted, and it took the judges to call Sijui Ngaira somebody to come and show them that something was not deleted. Your information ilitoka Facebook ama kwa server. My friend, just go and watch back the submission after the server stories were brought. That is where I'm saying the servers were opened, and if I'm wrong, then I can be forgiven for that. So mambo na server mimi siamini Jex. I hope kila kitu tulifanya Supreme Court ikaisha. Finally, there is this notion that we are now trying to demonize Kikuyus and Kalenjins. Everybody had time to go and campaign so that we can even produce a Turkana president. But me, there is something I believe in, that the moment we keep on demonizing the Kikuyus and Kalenjins communities, then yes, these people are very difficult to beat, even in a free and fair election combine. These people have votes, and they know the importance of voting. So lazima tutafute njia ya kuwakosanisha, ndipo Kenya itapata rais kutoka maeneo.
I think I never said that. I said the cartels, the Kikuyu cartels, Kalenjin cartels, not the Kikuyu people. I have friends in Kikuyu, and I went to Kikuyu priests.
And
that's why I went to school.
I know. Don't interrupt me, because you hate two tribes being in power, and there are so many tribes. Is that
that's cartels? The truth?
But you are talking now of cartels, man. Shut
Jake,
up as I proceed.
Okay.
Jake, protect me from that guy.
I don't know if you're through.
How can I be through and he's poking his nose on my submission each and every time?
Okay.
Finally, nikimalizia, Jake, I want to state categorically venye sister yangu kutoka Lang'ata amesema. I'm not in support of tomorrow's maandamano because I don't understand the motive behind it. Mara unga imepanda, we are going to reclaim our victory, we are going to do all sorts of nonsense. Siku ya kufanya maandamano ya unga ni lini? After kesho ameapishwa Statehouse. Na asipofika Statehouse, tutapanga maandamano ingine ya kuendea victory yake ama tutafanya nini? So let us accept William with all his weaknesses. He's currently our president. Some of us, we don't like him, but we accept. And my main problem with William Ruto, Jakes, he's not presidential, to be sincere.
Good. Thank you.
He's not presidential to me, because I've been complaining on Facebook each and every time. I do comment on every post William Ruto makes, just telling him, please act presidential. Unaona Omosh 1 hour, pale Jakaranda, akichukua mic, anambia nini Rachel Ruto na anambia nini Ruto. huyo ni rais. Juzi nimeona mbele ya baba Mombasa, jamaa anakuja, baba tuko tayari, tununulie bunduki. Ruto ni rais, analala tu, alipewa sword ya kutu protect. Mtu anaomba bunduki anunuliwe, hajashikwa, ataenda kwa rally nyingine aombe tena bunduki, baba awanunulie. So where is the law in this country? Where is the law? Ruto should start acting presidential. Enzi za Uhuru unatusi tu Matiang'i hivi, kesho uko ndani. Unatusi tu Uhuru hivi, kesho uko ndani. Lakini yetu, the guy should act presidential. Na ma promises pia zipungue. Na ngojea stima itoke kwa dustbin zenu Nairobi, and I don't see it coming in 10 years. Maybe akitaka ku extend term kama rafiki yake Museveni. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Mutembei Jr., what do you have to say? Clinton is raising mixed reactions. Anauma na anapuliza. Wewe unaona vipi? Unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Nafurahi kuwa mahala hapa jioni ya leo, mahali mpo. Mimi yangu ni machache na nitaenda moja kwa moja. Jambo la kwanza kabisa ambalo nitasema, mimi sina president ama sina rais. Jambo la pili, naunga mkono maandamano ya kesho. Kwa sababu ngapi? 2 au 3. Jambo la kwanza, tukiangalia watangulizi ambao washaikuwa pale, na tukiangalia Raila amekuwa mstari wa mbele kupigania mwananchi, na akinyamaza kidogo unasikia baba uko wapi? Baba uko wapi? Alijaribu kunyamaza kidogo hapo 2017 wakati alifanya handshake. Kila mtu yote alikuwa analalamika Raila. Sasa akija tena akiamua kutupigania sisi, tena tunaanza kuona anafanya mabaya. Je, kama kesho tutafaulu? Manake mimi nimesafiri kutoka mbali sana nifike Kenya ili nihakikishe niko katika maandamano. Kama kesho tutafaulu, tuingie hii inaitwa Ikulu ama tukaribia ama tuachie nani barua ama sijui nini. Je, Ruto atafanya nini? Gachagua atafanya nini? Wanasema hakuna pesa. Pesa iliibiwa na serikali iliyotangulia. Je, Ruto hakuwa kwa serikali? Jana niliangalia vizuri nikaona Gachagua akienda shule ambao alisomea na akaacha taslimu milioni 8 pale kwa shule aliyosomea. Hiyo pesa haingesaidia mtu mwingine mahali pengine. Turukana na sui wapi na wapi na wapi. Jambo lingine, bibi wa kiongozi wa Marekani alikuja humu nchini na akaacha bilioni 16. Hizo pesa zinafanya nini? Na naona watu wakikufa huko Rift Valley, bandits wanauliwa, watoto wa shule wanauliwa. Je, alikuwa anataka sisi atuuze, tuanze ushoga? Jambo lile lingine, maandamano ilianza juzi. Nikaona Kisumu anaandamana, nikaiona Nyandarua, nikaiona wapi, nikaiona Nairobi. Hiyo yote si maandamano. Omondi, Eric akaandamana na hata akasaidia watu na unga, akaenda akatoa vijana pale korokoroni, wasichana wandogo, na akawasaidia na akawapee kazi. Wakamwangaisha mbure. Wakaenda mahali kunaitwa Jakaranda, wakashika vijana ambao wanatopea maoni yao pale katika bunge la mwananchi. Mbona wanaangaisha watu? Huyu Kindiki anafanya kazi ngani kama yeye ndiye amepewa hiyo docket? Jambo lile lingine, kuhusu rais ambaye ni rais wenu, yeye anaongea miezi 6, miezi 3. Hii ngazi alituambia amefungua ngazi pale inaitwa Taifa Ngazi. Mpaka saa hii mimi nimefika na nimeshangaa nikiambiwa ngazi imepatikana kwa 1250. Kwani ya 300 itapatikana lini? Naam, jambo langu la mwisho ni kuhusu hii the fungufugu ama the so-called BBI. Ukiangalia chochote ambacho huyu Ruto anafanya sahi ni ile mambo yote ambayo alikuwa katika BBI. Yeye aliipiga, kumbe alikuwa anajua atapitia njia ya nyuma, aitumie tu afanye chochote ambacho BBI ilikuwa inataka kufanya. Ameleta sahi ana push wambunge wapitishe office of the opposition. Vile anataka kila mtu CS Musalia amefungulia bibi yake ofisi, yule mwingine amefungulia ofisi, yule mwingine amefungulia ofisi. Na leo nikasikia Songo wa Kericho Koril Nelson akisema vizuri, kuna shida gani rais akiwazawadi wandani wake wote? Je, swali langu ni hili, kama hao watu wote wamechagua waliangushwa na mwananchi pale kwa ndebe, ni nini ambacho watafanya katika serikali sasa ndio amewaweka pale? Kina Njuma na wale wengine wote mnawajua, kama walikataliwa na mwananchi, njoo mwananchi aliona hakuna kitu anaweza fanya, saa hii ni nini watatufanyia wakiwa pale katika serikali? Jambo lile lingine, kesho kutakuwa na si kesho, I think ni 29 minutes to come, kutakuwa na maandamano Kenya, Senegal, Tunisia na South Africa. Je, hizi nchi zote kweli hazina jambo la kufanya ama la kuambia mwananchi? Huu ni unyanyasaji wa hali ya juu, na mimi sitakubaliana nikiwa mahali niko hii maneno ya Ruto iendelee kunyanyasa mwananchi. Ngashangwa, maneno ya politics iliisha, campaign period iliisha. Saa hii ni kama wewe unajisema ama wewe ni naibu wa rais, si utuonyeshe kwa vitendo. Wacha kutuambia kila wakati ni Raila, huyu mzee, huyu nini. Leo nimesikia ukisema ati rais mstaafu ndiye ana fund hii maandamano. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. My friend, ni sisi tunafund maandamano. Ni mwananchi wa kawaida ndiye anafund maandamano. Wacha nikuambie ukweli. Na kesho kitu hata ikifanyikia Mbaba, ndio utajua kuwa Mbaba ni Mbaba wa Kenya wote. Si Mbaba yako ama si wangu, ni wa Kenya wote. Kwa sababu gani? Baba alianza kupigana hata kabla sisi tuzaliwe, wote tuko hapa. Naamini hivyo. Na ukiangalia yale maneno yote ambayo amekuwa akifanya, alishikana na Kibaki vizuri, akashikana na akakuwa kwa serikali ya Moi. Je, mbona chenye wewe unasema ati utammaliza, juu ulisema utadeal na yeye once and for all? Unadhania mbona Moi hakummaliza? Mbona Uhuru hakummaliza? Mbona wale wengine hawakumaliza? Tafadhali kesho, kama wewe ni mwananchi mzalendo, utogezee barabarani, tuingie, tushike kitambaa ya white, twende mpaka mahali tutaambiwa tuende. Na kutuambia si kuna protected area, hata wewe ni protected person, and you must honor yourself, you must follow what the law states. Sina mengi, asante sana Jex, na kama nimeongea jambo lolote la kuudhi mtu yoyote, naomba msamaha. Asante.
Uko sawa, asante sana, na kuomba kae tu hapo, nina maswali kwako, lakini kabla sijakuja kwako the big day, kidogo nakuja kwako kuuliza swali. Ngoja kwanza nikuje kwa the big day. Kesho ni siku ambayo wengi wanasema ni make it or break it. Kesho wewe na wengine wengi tunapanga kujitokeza. Either tutajitokeza kuandamana ama tutakaa nyumbani tu support na njia moja au nyingine. Lakini tunauliza hivi hapo katika swala letu leo. Je, kesho ni do or die ya Raila? In case for example tunaamini ataingia Statehouse, backfire. Tunaamini kesho servers zinaweza funguliwa, backfire. Supposing supporters wakose ku feel that their desires have not been met. Do you think it's a do or die for Raila tomorrow?
Okay.
Kidogo tu Mtei, wacha tusikize the big day. Endelea big day.
Okay, thank you. It has quite been a while before I joined this program. I'm happy to be here because we have to set the record straight. Yeah, tomorrow is a very important day for our nation, Kenya. Kuna mtu hajamute, sijui ni nani?
Cornel Achuka, can you mute your mic?
Please. Okay. So, what I wanted to say is that, first of all, it's in everything which happens in this life, there is a learning lesson. I first of all want to begin by condemning our Kenyan police or the authority who are saying that maandamano ya kesho ni illegal. Globally, people picket. Kama sahi, and Africans, we have to stop fearing maandamano. Maandamano is the only thing which can protect citizens from abrasive government at times if they emerge. And if people cannot be able to picket peacefully, government at times can do bad things to its own citizens. So that is why Africans, we have to learn the issue of when people decide kuandamana. I hope you have ever seen, even in Britain, France, America, people picket. Na usikiangi ati watu wameuawa. So this idea of Africans fearing when like 1 million people are in the streets, we have to get away from that. So this idea where now people are trying to culminate the issue that this thing is all about the biggest day of Baba or not. No, it is not about that. I want us to first of all put our political differences aside, and we become sober a little bit, because Kenyans, we have to become sober a little bit. Are we functioning well as a nation? Now, on an anti-partisan point of view, unajua at times people look at issues, I'm Azimio, I'm UDA. Personally, I'm Azimio guy. I support Azimio. And I'm looking at how UDA is functioning. And I want to talk to UDA people here. At times, psychophancy does not help. And we have to look at our nation, and we do a contrast, compare, juxtapose different administrations. What are we getting? What are we gaining? Are we in the right direction? And the truth of the matter is that this government is not working right. I can tell you, as somebody who can analyze issues and somebody who is having a mind, I can tell you we are having one of the worst government in our Kenyan history. Let me explain why. Number one, they have given us 50 CASs. It's wrong. That one, we all agree. That one, from observation, you don't need political science degree to understand that having 50 CASs in this current economic status is wrong. So that is one thing the UDA government has done wrong. Number two, they agitated introduction of GMO food in Kenya without involving us. They did not involve us. It was done through a presidential decree. Then, number three, the government has not looked at the economic indicators and tried to analyze the immediate needs of Kenyans. They have been unable to look at the short-term and long-term goals and brought things which help Kenyans into the table. What Kenyans want, a basic Kenyan, I'm not talking of a politician now, a basic Kenyan want food in the table. They want education. They want better life. They want to feel protected by their government. So a basic Kenyan does not want politics. And that is one thing which I want to explain to people here. And that's where we are getting it wrong. And both the president and the deputy president are on political mood day in, day out. And we cannot continue with the politics until their 5 years are done. Kuna mtu ameunmute. Sitakaa sana. So it is evil when a government which has power is on the lamentation mode. We cannot take that. We are people who have mind. Mr. Ruto, Mr. Rigathi Gachagua, they have no luxury to come and tell us that this thing is not functioning because of this. They have instrument of power, they have mind. The problem why this government is not functioning, it is because they have decided not to involve technocrats and the brains and the people who can think to involve the issue of how they can bring the economy back. Let me tell you, nataka kukuuliza sahi, some of the people who have been given positions as cabinet ministers, do you think they can help Kenya? They are people who do not have even brain capacity to help us think as an innovative world. We are now in the renewable energy technology. We are in the IT world. We are in a very advanced world. And some of the people, and you have to apply brain in all government sectors. You want to tell me some of the people who are serving in the cabinet, they can help us? No, they will not help us. At times, you have to put political psychophancy aside and work on what is good. And that is why our constitution allowed to have technocrats, so that we can be able to tap the best to bring it. And let me tell you, as long as the UDA government is going to behave the way they are behaving, they will not bring anything. For your information, they have not started. It is an unstarted government. They do not have an idea. Remember, their campaign policy was simple. Once we get power, we are going to bring cost of basic commodities down. It was their promise. Sio sisi tuliwaambia, wao wenyewe ndio walisema. They told us the cost of living will be brought down. So when Kenyans are angered, na walisema vizuri sana. Let me tell you, Even in Japan, where people are highly held accountable, when a politician lies, they have to be held accountable. It is one of the moral authority which Kenyans cannot take it for granted any longer. When you come to us in politics and you tell us that mukinipea kura nitafanya hivi, you have to respect that voice. Otherwise, we should even reach a level whereby we should jail people because of lying to the electorate. So when the president came into the podium and said in his words, nikuwekelea Bibilia chini, nitafanya 1, 2, 3. For your information, before I finish, if there was somebody who could have become, who could have undergone a natural death, it was our Azimio leader. But Mr. Ruto has given or has resuscitated everything in Raila Odinga. Why? Because Kenyans are now defenseless. And what is happening tomorrow is not about Azimio. It's about the nation. You know, both Mr. Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua thought that because maybe in their own world they had defeated Mr. Odinga, they now thought that Kenyans are defenseless. There's nothing Kenyans can do. They can ravage us. They can steal from us. They can do everything which is bad from us. That is what they thought in their brains. But little did they know that what they needed to do after capturing the government, it was they needed to work. Only what the Kenyan man want. He want work. Sisi hatutaki story. That is what they did not know. So Mr. Ruto had one obligation, to work. Ilikuwa inabidi afanye job. But did he do his work? No. I can tell you, I used to criticize the Uhuru government. Even during Uhuru government, I used to criticize it. But I can tell you, Ruto government cannot even be rated as 50% of Uhuru. Let's speak the truth. He has failed in everything. His government is not functioning. He is bringing confusion. Now we are even talking of our Supreme Court wanting even to change some of our serious cultural issues, things which we did not have 10 years ago. Why? Why are we having so much confusion in the country? There is a problem. So what I want to tell people here, at times, let's open our brain and we look that now things are not looking good, and we cannot allow politicians to become untouchable. And Mr. Ruto is accountable to us. And he promised us. Sio sisi tulimwambia, alikuja kwetu. So he has to be accountable. Na sikuja tukutuambia, I need time. He doesn't need time. We need policies. We need measures. It is not about telling us munipe mwaka moja. If he needed 1 year during his campaign, angeambia watu nikiingia in 1 year nitabadilisha vitu. So what I wanted to say here is that UDA government has not started working. They need to put their tables into order. And what will happen tomorrow? It is in their own making. They are the people who have invited what is happening tomorrow. And we are calling for peaceful demonstration. And policemen should not provoke it. And we are going to picket. We are going to shout. We are equal shareholders. When Rigathi Gachagua comes out and saying that tutapea wale watu walipigia, we are having specific shareholder. What is that? This government is getting it wrong, and we cannot allow them to continue that way. So please, even as we speak here, let's not apply psychophancy. There are too many psychophants here. And that is why this government is making mistakes, because they cannot be advised. Rational minds are not there. Ukiambua ruka, ni kuruka tu, it's wrong. Ruto doesn't have advisors. And whatever happens tomorrow, he is the one who has invited it. And I'm very happy for tomorrow, because we want Kenyans' lives to be changed. We cannot continue this way. Our country is dying. Dollar is at 150. What are we talking about here? As even talked about, it is simply because our country is not functioning. They can cushion it. They have brains. We can do it. Why are they not using brains?
Okay.
So
just one moment. Allow me to cut, but I wish to have you in a few minutes. Allow me kidogo to bring in a lady. Rhoda is also in, because tumekuwa na wanaume. Now let me have Rhoda, and then there's one request I have for Cornel Ochuka. Cornel, can you hear me? Cornel, can you hear me? Cornel Ochuka, can you hear me, sir? Okay, but I'll just say it. Kindly please don't bring your child to the live feed, because I would pray you protect your child, because this social media, anything, people post photos, they can take a screenshot, and you never know. Please kindly protect your child. Don't bring your child to the social media. It is her right also to be protected by you. Okay, Roda, kesho ni ile siku. Unaona namna gani? Kesho ni ile siku. Is it a do or die for Raila? Maandamano ni kesho. Wewe kama mwananchi una yapi ya kusema, Roda?
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for accepting me. I'm humbled. For me, and to mix Kiswahili and English, I'm not American. I'm a Kenyan. We learn English at school. So there's one woman from America. She's a preacher. She used to say, she was not good in English. Nanimu America. Sasa Africa, we are not. Our English is not perfect. We are Africans. And we need to love one another and respect one another. I used to meet people from Nigeria. They speak a little bit broken English, but I accept them. For me, I accept demonstration because that is our constitution. So for me, I accept demonstration as long as a demonstration for the peace. And they know what this demonstration is for all Kenyans, not for one community, not for Luo community, is for all Kenyans. Because a Kenya can hear sauti zao zinasikika. Do you know how many families sleep without food in Kenya? Many. We don't know. Kwa sababu hana pesa za chakula, the cost of living, hawana unga, watu wengine umaskini. Poverty is killing people in Kenya. Young people wana makazi, walimaliza school, wanatusuduru na certificate. So your demonstration ni everything. Wale wana kazi, sauti yako inasikikika. Wewe uko, kwa sababu the government have a responsibility to feed all family in Kenya. That is the work of the government. Jana kama niliona Gachagua akiwa huko kwao, akiwa Mount Kenya region, Kirinyaga, anapatia watu pesa shule instead of a feed watu wa kutoka kama Baringo County. Unajua mimi najua I'm not from Baringo, but I know that county used to be affected with the food, Baringo County and Turkana, even Kirinyaga. There's some places in Kirinyaga. Kirinyaga is very dry. Some people, poverty is killing people even those areas. Alafu nasimama napatiana pesa. It was so shameful. They're using money with a bad way. They need to have a lot of wisdom. That's why we need to have a very strong, me, I'm an opposition. When they do bad thing, I have to tell them the truth. I'm opposition kwa sababu siwezi ona wanarusa pesa hivyo isede wapatie watu wa Turkana ama wasaidie watu wa Baringo, wasaidie kama Ruto leo amesema ati kuna peace, kuna amani. Hakuna amani Kenya kama Baringo. Niliona jana watu wanalia. Hakuna amani huko Baringo. Watu na fight. Ng'ombe zinaibiwa huko. Na ni the same community ya Ruto. Nadi, huko Pokot, watu wanauliwa. Na nasema ati kuna amani. There is no peace in Kenya. Sayo demonstration ni every Kenyans. Wewe umetoka Pokot, unasikianga unatakikana sauti yako inasikikika. Kila Mkenya unasikia, I'm very hearted. This is your demonstrations. And of course you have to open, mimi nilikuwa na follow everything. I have never believed that Ruto win election. Of course he didn't win. He have never opened the server. He need to open for server. We see this election was not free, fair and credible. We know that. This obviously. Na mimi niliona ikuanga nini free. Tulienda kwa koti lakini wakufanya the right. Madhakome kwa sababu walipata paper kamangu. Naona resort what was Venezuela walikuwa na Tibakura na Netherlands. Kura zilikuwa zinatoka Netherlands na Kamago. Tulionekana kasa zimeandikwa je Joseph Kamago. Ndio tuliambiwa court. Na they did it, can you imagine? I'm fighting for that. And I cannot accept things. I cannot accept kura zinaubiwa live. Ni must ikiwa Ruto alijua mwenyewe haku win this election, apatie Raila haki yake. ampatie, amwambie ama afungue safa akiwa amewini sawa. Sisi yani watu wa nini, kwa sababu tunajua ni Kamango, Joseph Kamango from Venezuela. Venezuela man came, you remember when they went to the prison, that man was be taken in the prison, wakamfungia. Na huyo ndio alikuwa naiba kura zetu. Zinatoka huko Netherlands na Kamango. Sasa this demonstration is real. It's not people the way they think is joke. It's real. Kenya people are very angry. Don't pray with the Kenya. Kenya people are not Eritrea. Kenya people are very smart. And this demonstration is for all Kenya, not for Luo community. It's for all people from the central, from the Rift Valley, from the eastern, from walk of life. They are welcome to fight for their voice can be heard. Like jana niliona kama France wanafanya demonstration. France hata leo wanafanya kwa sababu serikali ifanye vile wanatakikana. Wanaenda kwa barabara wanafanya. Na France, they are very powerful when it comes to demonstration. Na polisi wako nyuma yao kwa sababu ndio katiba yao. Katiba yao, Mfranja akifanya demonstration, wa polisi wako as long you are doing violence. Sayo wanaweza kupeleka jail. Lakini our police, they have a responsibility to take care of a Kenyan citizen when they are doing demonstration. They not killing. Kwa sababu wakiwa is not the bloodshed. Wakienda kufanya demonstration wako nyuma yao, wanawachukua na najua watu wanaenda kufanya demonstration. Hakuna kitu anaweza why destroy business za watu. Si tulipea ni public. Kesho wafunge, kila kitu ifungwe, akiwa wasikii security, watu wa march. Marching is not bad. Watu wa march, we know what they are doing. Wanaenda huko ni State House. Huko State House wanapeleka huko, wanaenda huko ofisi za government, pale watu wanaandikwa makazi, pale chakula zinatakikana. Unga ile chini. So Kenyan people, this is a time for all Kenyans to raise their voice. Kwa sababu watu wanakaa nyumba za matope Kenya. Even now, there's a community they live in nyumba za matope na serikali inataka kusaidia watu. Watu wanalala every day. Alafu mjue 3 million kids they did attend for school, and most of the kids are from Mount Kenya, and those kids sahi ni machokora. Can you imagine chokora? Wanatoka kwao wako na 4 years, wanalala huko kwa barabara kwa sababu the parent could not afford the school fees. It's too sad. Unajua watu wa Mount Kenya wanakuwa so affected na chokora, ndio mengi sana chokora huko Nairobi. So it's very sad. Ndio maana Kibaki si alichukua serikali akasema shule is free. Hao machokora watu walikuwa wametoka huko Mount Kenya wakarudishwa chuo. Sasa this is time for us we raise our voice kwa sababu government ifanye vizuri. Kama vile Ujiro ameongea, kama pesa mimi huku niko pesa zimeenda chini sana. 2000 tumeruhusu 2000 za Kenya shillings. Na unajua sisi tuko diaspora, tunatumia familia zetu pesa za chakula, tunasaidia wale maskini huko villages. Unaona? Sasa pesa zetu zikida chini is not good. Sasa hiyo unajua Ruto amekuwa government for 10 years. He have a more knowledge than us. He know amefanya kazi na the former president. He know more. And he need to have more knowledge. Alikuwa anafanya wakifanya bill zote ako hapo. Kila kitu alikuwa ako hapo. Sasa ako more knowledge kujua vile serikali inatakikana. Lakini mimi simtaki. Me, I'm never valued Ruto. He's my president. He need to go. We need to have a president who is a responsibility, who know about Kenya problem, who understand us, who will make our country more economy to grow. Because when our economy is getting bad, then our money is going down. And Ruto doesn't care about, he doesn't care about watu vile wako naja, yani Kenya wako naja. To be honest, what people they have hunger. People wanachukura. Watu wanapigwa kila siku simu, sina chakula. I cannot help everybody. I cannot afford. I'm not a millionaire. I cannot afford. Watu wako naja. Unajua jani wewe ukiwa naja hata uwezi concentrate. Can you imagine one night without sleeping, without eating food? How do you feel? Your body start to be very weak. It's the same. So we need to think about people from Baringo, from Turkana, from Kirinyaga, every county. So that's the demonstration is. Demonstration is for the right for the Kenya, but for my prayer is peaceful, not the blood we shed, because but they can do demonstration. People wanatoka baribari everywhere, basi zimeshaanza ni safari. Sasa, that's the point I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Before I go to Mzalendo, amekuwa akiingia akitoka, that's why sijampea na aliingia zamani. Nelson, you wanted to summarize one or two things, and there's one thing we are not really talking about. UDA guys and Azimio guys have come defending this one point, that tomorrow's maandamano is not funded by Uhuru. You as Mwananchi have said tomorrow it's not about Raila, it's about you. Do you think there's a hand of Uhuru in all this?
Jake, in my last submission, I'll say this. Clinton mentioned about the president needs to be presidential, and I with vigor nilikubaliana naye sana, ila kwa kiasi fulani tena alini disappoint kwa vile jinsi ambavyo alikuwa anaeleza what he really meant by the president needs to be presidential. It completely went contrary to what I thought he was talking about. Now, kazi ya president sio ya kushikashika watu wenye wanatoa maoni yao ndiposa uonekane kuwa presidential, ila taking the mantle, leading as a leader, stop being a politician for the period of your presidency and being a leader. There is a completely big difference in between being a political leader and being a leader. Being a political leader simply means what he's trying to do right now, the rhetorics, the bad talks, the bad biles, what Gachagua is doing right now, and all that kind of stuff. They are completely being the politicians they were even before the elections. And that is what I mean. They're not being presidential. They're not so much sensitive so far as presidency, the seat is concerned, being a symbol of national unity, building on the cohesion, making people feel together, like, building on the peace and unity. The reason as to why I responded with a lot of emotions at first, it was just because listening to the president's speech was so fresh in my heart. Like, I was feeling like, is this really my president talking? Okay, the fact is, we went to an elections, whether Jose Camargo, whether Sava, whether what, blah, blah, blah. We are now 6 months down the line after the elections, and there is nothing that can happen, no miracle that can happen that can take us back to the elections. We have to accept and live with that fact. As on our side, having accepted and living with that fact, the president and the deputy also need to accept the fact that they are now in power and they need to live with that fact. And now they are leading Kenyans, and they are not leading UDA Kenyans. They're not leading Kenya Kwanza. They're not leading Malala, Ichungwa, Gachagua, the wife, and the rest. Now, a few questions need to be put across. As I said earlier on, am I in support of Mandamano? I said two things. I would really support it if, and I mean if, there is full guarantee of peaceful picketing without any kind of bloodshed and interference of anyone's business, and no loss of life that is going to be accounted. I would really be in for it. Anybody talking contrary to that, this picketing is not about Raila Odinga, it is not about Luos, it is not about Azimio, it is not about ODM people. It is about Kenyans. Whether Uhuru is funding it or not. In fact, if Uhuru is funding it, then he is funding a good thing. If at all it's going to be peaceful and it's going to be about us. If at all is funding it, should not be your problem, Jake, should not be my problem, Nelson. The problem is, are we going to address the issues that people are going to picket about? Okay, if this picketing is going to be peaceful, I shouldn't mind on who is funding it. What I think should be done is that we need to put our government into check. As I said before, even Raila Odinga has recognized this government to be a government and denied this government not to be a government. He has recognized how. Yesterday he mentioned, if the president will be at Harambee House, we will take our MOU there. If he will be at the Statehouse, we will send representative. It means he knows there is a president who occupies the presidency. Okay? So that means he recognizes it. So any other person, fine, you can go, I can go, I support whatever thing, grievances that any other person could be having as a Kenyan, you can go, but please don't go with something twisted in your mind that there is no government. There is government. It's only that the people who are in power are really, you know, not that much mature for it. They're not acting like, you know, people in government. They are confused. They have power which they do not really understand where it came from. They were not ready for it and all that kind of stuff. The issue of gas. First of all, we really go along and we really dance and we really consume a lot of propaganda. There is this propaganda being propagated. It started all the way with Kimani Chungwa, William Ruto, Gachagua. Yesterday I heard Malala talking about it, that Raila sells gas. Raila only trades on a gas cylinder and not gas. Any other thing related to that or whatever thing that is opinionated on that other aspect, if you have facts, please bring them on. If you don't have, shut up. Don't consume what other politicians are telling you on top of cars, and then you carry them as if you've bought a national a standard magazine, thinking that you're having the truth and you don't have. Protected persons. I like